rained down on Jonas's windshield. A wildfire, out of control, consuming the dry savanna grass. He wrenched the wheel. Not times away, times from the wall of flames, but times towards times it. He'd been a ranger in the Masai Mara for 15 years. He knew fire meant trapped animals. Through the smoke, he saw a shadow, a lioness, pregnant. But she wasn't running. She was pinned to the earth, roaring in a low, terrifying growl. Her hind leg was caught in a steel cable, a poacher's snare, and the fire 50 feet away was closing in fast. The lioness saw Jonas's jeep. She tried to stand, but the wire bit deep into her flesh. She collapsed. She looked at Jonas. Her eyes held no anger, only two things: the fire and the unborn cubs inside her. Jonas's heart stopped. He slammed the brakes. Get too close, and he'd be incinerated or mauled. Drive away, and he'd be watching her burn alive. He didn't kill the engine. He slammed the Jeep into gear, driving it directly between the wall of fire and the terrified animal, creating a momentary shield. The Jeep shielded him from the worst of the heat, but only for moments. Jonas leaped out, grabbing the bolt cutters from his kit. The smoke burned his eyes.
Easy, girl.
Easy, girl. I'm coming. The lioness was frozen, trapped between the roar of the flames and the shout of the man. Her eyes darted from the fire to Jonas and back to the fire. He knelt a safe distance away, assessing the wound. The steel cable was embedded, dangerously close to the bone. There was no time. He edged closer, inch by inch. The lioness roared, her ears pinned back. I'm here to help. Jonas placed the cutters on the wire. His breath caught. One wrong move. He squeezed, muscles burning. It wouldn't budge. The lioness roared in agony, but she didn't lash out. Jonas's hands were shaking, the heat scorching the back of his neck. He repositioned, using all his body weight. Come on, come on. Snap! The cable gave way. The leg was free in a gush of fresh blood. The lioness collapsed, panting. Jonas didn't wait. He rushed in, pouring antiseptic on the raw wound. She jerked from the sting. I know it hurts. Almost done. He wrapped the bandage tight, his fingers flying, field training kicking in. He injected the antibiotic. The whole time, she watched him, not with anger, with gratitude. Jonas backed away slowly. The lioness, trembling, pulled herself to her feet. He had done it. But then, the unexpected happened. Instead of limping away, she turned back to him. She lowered her massive head and nudged his hand with her rough, warm nose. A thank you. Jonas froze, his eyes burning. She turned and vanished into the tall grass. Jonas whispered, "Live for those cubs." But Jonas didn't know it yet. This thank you wasn't just gratitude. It was the beginning of a promise, a debt that would one day be repaid. Months passed. The memory faded. Then winter came. A rare, brutal blizzard descended on the Masai Mara, blanketing the plains in snow. Jonas was on patrol, visibility near zero. Suddenly, the Jeep's wheels spun on hidden ice. The vehicle lurched, breaking the edge of a snow-covered crevasse and plummeted. A scream of tearing metal. The Jeep wedged deep between two walls of ice, pinning him. Jonas was alive, but his leg was shattered under the dash. Excruciating pain. He called for help on the radio. Static. Buried beneath the ice, the signal was dead. He was buried alive. The temperature was dropping fast. Blood was pooling. Hypothermia was setting in. He knew no one would ever find him here. He was done. Unless a low rumble cut through the haze. Jonas blinked, fighting the fog. Through the narrow opening of ice above, he saw a silhouette against the white sky. Her, the lioness, her body full and strong. And she was not alone. Beside her, 3 healthy, playful cubs. Jonas's heart stopped. This was the end. A mother with cubs would show no mercy to a trapped, wounded creature. But she didn't attack. She stood at the edge of the crevasse, looked down, and roared. The cubs were curious. Jonas held his breath. Hey, it's me. Remember? Foolish. But she didn't leave. She just roared. Jonas couldn't understand. Was she threatening him? Then, the awe-inspiring twist. She wasn't leaving. She was continuously roaring, her calls echoing across the empty plains. The cubs huddled around her. Minutes stretched into an hour. Distant engines, the rangers from base camp, searching for his lost signal. They would never have found him in this blizzard unless they heard the impossible, continuous roar of a lioness in a snowstorm. The rangers' jeep skidded to a halt, their faces stunned at the scene. A pride of lions, roaring over a massive crack in the ice. "Jonas, are you down there?" "Yes, help!" Ropes were lowered. They pulled him up. As they lifted him out, the lioness locked eyes with him one last time. No nudge now, just a steady gaze. It said everything. The debt was repaid. As the rescue team worked, the lioness and her cubs turned and silently vanished into the blizzard. Jonas, wrapped in blankets, shivering, couldn't stop replaying it. His one act had saved her. Now, her intelligence, her loyalty, had saved him. 2 years later, Jonas saw her again, from a distance. The cubs were now strong subadults. The lioness stopped, looked his way across the vast plain. No approach, just acknowledgement. A silent nod, acknowledging the unbreakable thread between human and wild. Can you imagine the raw emotion of that moment? A lioness choosing trust over instinct, not once, but twice. It's proof. They feel, they remember, they protect. Jonas still patrols, but now with a deeper fire, because he knows one act of compassion can ripple forever. If this story gripped your heart, hit that like button. Comment below with the most unbelievable animal rescue you've heard. Let's share these miracles. Subscribe for more tales from the wild that remind us kindness crosses every boundary. Because in the end, it's the connections we forge in crisis that make us all stronger.